welcome to this episode on financial planning. Today I'm going to talk about sectoral and thematic funds and whether investors should get into it or not. As you know, the returns have been off the charts. All mutual funds are performing well. And as an investor, you would have probably already invested in large cap funds and in mid cap and small cap. So you might be wondering where to invest next. And sectoral and thematic funds have also been showing good returns in the last 1 year or 3 year category. So is it worth getting into it? So I just wanted to share my point of view with a few data points, and then you can judge. I have chosen SBI mutual funds and I'm showcasing their funds here. The idea is neither to highlight their performance or to criticize the funds. It's just because they have a range of funds that I've chosen that. Let's get into it then. Let me first define the types of funds, that is, what are diversified funds and what are sectoral and thematic funds. Diversified funds invest predominantly in a well-diversified basket of equity stocks, and they're defined by the market capitalization. So, for example, you have funds like the SBI Blue Chip Fund, which invests only in large cap stocks, that is the top 100 companies on the stock exchange by market capitalization. A mid-cap stock invests in 101 to 250th company, and small-cap funds invest from 251 downwards by market capitalization. Flexi-cap and focus equity can invest in any category. Sectoral funds don't look at the market capitalization, they look at the sector. So, for example, if they are looking at the healthcare space, then they look at pharma companies like Dr. Reddy's, Sun Pharma, Gland Pharma. So SBI has 4 major funds in sectoral funds, which are targeted towards the banking, infrastructure, pharma and technology sector. Thematic funds don't focus on a sector per se, but they focus on a theme. For example, in the consumption space, they look at companies which are like fast moving consumer goods. So you have Nestle, you have HUL. In the PSU category, they look at only public sector undertakings. They do not invest in any private companies. Here is the performance data as of a week back, September 14th, for all these funds. I've taken all categories from the Amphi database. Let's look at how it works. So as any mutual fund advisor would say, look at the long-term returns. So if we look at the 10-year returns for the diversified fund categories, then the best performers are the SBI Small Cap Fund at 25%, followed by Magnum Mid Cap and Focused Equity. Let's see how the sectoral and thematic funds have performed in comparison. So there's Pharma, Technology and MNC at between 17.6 to 22.73%. So these are performed fairly equally. Even if we look at leading indicators, that is say 1 year, just to get a sense. So it's the same 3 funds in the diversified fund category. However, in the thematic funds, it has changed. It has moved to banking and infrastructure funds. Technology still is there. Okay, now, so you can see the picture slightly shifted. Now, if we look at it a little more deeper, then we see that, the infrastructure fund has given 64% in the last 1 year, but over the years, it has given only 11% return. So is this because it's a low base, or is it because the infrastructure sector is heating up? The PSU fund also has delivered a decent 50% return in last 1 year, but look at the long-term returns. So I tried this to look at the data like this at different points, but I couldn't make much sense of it. So I fell back on my usual way of reducing risk, that is by looking at the range of returns I could get from the funds, and this is what it looked like. So if I look at the range of returns for the 10-year category as of September 14, 2021, then I can see that the lowest return is by the SBI Blue Chip and Flexi Cap, which is 17%, while the small cap has delivered 25% year on year. If I was to look at the sectoral funds, then the lowest has been delivered by Infra Fund at 11%, whereas the highest is by the Technology Fund at 23%. Thematic funds, PSUs, have delivered the lowest which is at 3%. The highest is by the MNC and also the consumption fund at 18 and 17%. Now, to my mind, I think the lowest risk category would be the diversified funds, because even in the lowest it has delivered 17% year on year. So this I would categorize as the safest place or the best bet to invest in, whereas the thematic fund has given 3% at the lowest, right? Now, coincidentally the diversified funds have also given higher returns at 25%, although it's a small cap category which is volatile comparatively, but still it is good, and the sectoral fund falls in between. Let's take another date and check the returns as of that date as well. I've chosen March 23rd, 2020, COVID, and this was the lowest, this was the day the market sunk to its lowest. So let's check against that. Here again the results are similar. Diversified funds, blue chip and flexi cap delivered about 7% returns, as the highest again was small cap with 14% return. Sectoral funds, infra gave the lowest, it was no loss, no profit almost. Pharma gave the highest returns in the 10-year category, even then, because at that time pharma companies were the most important. Thematic funds, 5-year category was not, 10-year category was not there, but the 5-year category showed the lowest. The PSU fund showed the lowest in the 5-year category, so I've taken that data point here. And the highest was 14%, which was consumption, right? Which in hindsight looks fair. Pharma and consumption were the most important at that time, right? But again, the results are similar. And if I look at another date, which is November 26, 2018, I've simply chosen this date because AMFI has the data from this point onwards. It's again very similar to the above two, right? So this is how the 10-year returns look like, and it tells us that diversified funds may be the safest place where to put your money in. Now, a counter argument to this could be that sectoral or thematic funds are trends that investors want to capitalize on, and therefore they might consider only a 3-year category or a 3-year horizon or a 1-year horizon. So let's look at that data as well. Again, the blue chip fund has given the lowest return in diversified funds, but that is at 16%, which is still higher than the lowest returns from sectoral funds, which is 14%, and thematic, which is 6%. Okay, on COVID, when markets had fallen lowest, sectoral funds held up well because of the pharma fund. Pharma fund fell down the lowest. It was at minus 9%. Okay, whereas diversified funds did slightly poorer than that at its lowest point, and thematic funds once again delivered poorly. Now, for people who are thinking pharma fund is a good bet throughout, if you look at the data as on 2018 November 26th, the sectoral fund is marked the lowest simply because it has delivered minus 6%, and the fund that delivered that was pharma fund, right? So all the other funds were positive in the 3-year category. The sectoral fund had delivered minus 6%, and once again here diversified funds score better than the others, right? So I think from this data viewpoint, diversified funds could be the safest place to put in your money. Now, it can be argued that, if I take out the PSU fund from the thematic basket, or if I take out the infrastructure fund from the basket of sectoral funds, then the range improves. Just one fund is dragging it down. But what were the investors in the infrastructure fund thinking when they put in money? Was infrastructure a hot theme at that time? Did they invest and not get out in time? Was it something PSUs, there was talk of disinvestment. Was that making it hot? So these are investors who also got into the fund expecting better returns probably than diversified funds, and have then not got that kind of return. So my idea is not to show data and trash these funds. It is to highlight the nature of returns, right? So at the end of the day, the sectoral funds and thematic funds remain a little more riskier. They have their pros and cons. So let's look at that once. The cons, of course, we have seen from the data that there are higher risks. There's definitely a lack of diversification. We come to mutual funds to get diversification, but by concentrating in one sector or one theme, we lose out on that. It's not suitable for passive investors because sectoral and thematic funds require more research and require more monitoring. You should be able to enter and exit at good times, right? The pros, of course, you will get higher returns than the diversified funds, although the counter argument to that could be that small cap and mid cap funds can give you equally good returns. It's suitable for active investors. Like I said, it requires research and monitoring, so you need to be an active investor. Tactical investment can profit from trends. Yes, this is a very good point. So you know that a trend is doing well, you are able to research, but you may not have the expertise to pick up companies from that trend, say like a healthcare pharma fund or a consumption fund. Then a mutual fund which is catering to that specific trend can help you to pick out the right companies, etc., and you can invest in that. You get the professionalism of a mutual fund, you get the research, the analysis, and the mutual fund manager would probably be able to take a better call when to buy or sell. So this is where you can invest in, but you got to keep monitoring it. So I hope I've given you some food for thought and made you pause before you invested into a sectoral or thematic funds. As always, the intention is to provide more clarity and help investors find the right kind of funds that would be suited for them, for their horizon as well as their risk appetite. For any queries, do leave a comment or reach out to me at my contact points, which are given at the end of the video. For more videos like this, do stay subscribed. Thanks for watching.